North Korea says its satellite launch fails, plans to try again. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un attends the seventh enlarged plenary meeting of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea in Pyongyang, North Korea, March 1st, 2023. Seoul, South Korea CNN. North Korea's attempt to put a military reconnaissance satellite in space failed Wednesday when the second stage of the rocket malfunctioned. State-run Korean Central News Agency said, adding that Pyongyang planned to carry out a second launch as soon as possible. The new satellite vehicle rocket Cholima 1 first crashed into the West Sea as it lost the propulsion due to the abnormal startup of the engine on the second stage after the first stage was separated during the normal flight, KCNA said. The report said the reliability and stability of the new engine system was low and the fuel used unstable, leading to a mission's failure. North Korea's National Space Development Agency said it would investigate the failure urgently and carry out another launch after new testing, KCNA reported. South Korea identified what it believes to be a part of the fallen North Korean space vehicle. The South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff said it identified the object presumed to be part of what North Korea claims to be its space launch vehicle in the sea about 200 kilometers, 125 miles west of the Uicheong Island at around 8:05 a.m. and is in the process of obtaining it. Earlier, South Korea's military said Pyongyang fired the space projectile, triggering emergency alert in Seoul and Japan, weeks after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ordered the officials to prepare to launch the country's first military reconnaissance satellite. Both countries later cancelled those alerts when it became clear there was no danger to civilian areas from the North Korean launch. Analysts said Wednesday morning's event illustrated problems for both North and South Korea, for Pyongyang in its space program, and for Seoul in its public alert process. North Korean space Apple to have consistently failed, indicating that whereas its military ballistic capabilities are being developed, its space launch capabilities are not proceeding at the same pace of development, said Malcolm Davis, a senior analyst at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. South Korea identified what it believes to be a part of the fallen North Korean space vehicle. That is curious because space launch capabilities and the ballistic missile systems are essentially similar technologies in many respects, and the North Korean testing of ballistic missile systems have been more successful, Davis said. South Korea's spy agency said it believes that launch Wednesday might have failed partly because North Korea rushed the preparations and tried to change the flight path. South Korean lawmaker and ruling party member Yoo Sang-bum told reporters on live TV, citing the National Intelligence Service called NIS. Yoo said in a briefing to reporters that Kim Jong-un is believed to have watched the attempt from about 1.3 kilometers away from the Tongchang-Li launch site. The North Korean satellite is believed to be 1.3 meters, 4.3 feet long, and weighed 300 kilograms, 661 pounds, Yu said, adding that it's believed to be capable of Beijing reconnaissance duty with the resolution of the maximum 1 meter. The NIS believes that this rocket is a new projectile based on the ICBM engine, the lawmaker said. You said the NIS believes that it will take at least a couple of weeks for North Korea to mount a second launch, though possibly less if the issues aren't serious. North Korea has performed dozens of ballistic missile tests over the past 2 years, which analysts have said have shown a maturation in the program. The test of a new solid-fueled intercontinental ballistic missile called ICBM in April showed that Pyongyang could launch the missiles more quickly in the event of any nuclear confrontation, analysts said. The North Korea launch sparked air raid sirens around Seoul about 6:30 a.m., causing confusion amongst residents who were used to pre-announced test of the warning system in the middle of the day. The sirens were followed by the text sent to cell phones telling people to prepare to seek shelter. The alert was cancelled about 20 minutes after it was issued. Who implemented the alert remains uncertain. The Interior Ministry said it was issued by the Seoul city government in error. Seoul Mayor Oh Se-hoon apologized to the citizens for causing confusion over sending a city-wide alert, adding that effort will be made to refine the system to avoid similar situations. Leif Eric Easley, a professor at Ewha Women University in Seoul, said any criticism of government leaders for the alert may be unwarranted. The government would receive the more criticism if it did not make every effort for public safety, Easley said. In fact, he said the alert could help shake South Korean residents from complacency about the dangers posed by Pyongyang's missile programs. The Yoon administration will likely promise improvement to the alert system, but may also expect that greater awareness of the North Korean threat will increase the support for the government's military deterrence policies, Easily said. Both the South Korean and the Japanese government condemned the North Korea launch as the violation of United Nations Security Council resolutions. Whether it was a success or not, it was a serious provocation that threatens peace and security on the Korean Peninsula and the international community, according to the statement from Yoon's office. In Japan, Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno said Tokyo vehemently protested to North Korea. He promised continued vigilance and surveillance from the Japanese government. Japan's defense ministry had warned on Monday it would destroy any North Korean missile that entered its territory after Pyongyang notified the country of plans to launch a satellite. CNN's Dave Haley, Paula Hancock's Biguna Blanco Munoz, Junko Fukutomi, and Charlie Miller contributed to this report.